Hello, I'm Sophie from Sophie Stained Glass. Welcome to my channel. In this video you can see me trying out the 4 different grades of solder and seeing how they all perform. It's actually the second half of a video I made about my new soldering iron, so I'll put a link to that video down below. But yeah, stay tuned and see the results of my experiment. Thank you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the opportunity to try out these 4 different mixes of solder. So A is 63 tin to 37 lead. K is 60 tin to 40 lead. F is 50-50 and C is 40-60. And this would be the most expensive and this would be the cheapest. Tin makes it stronger and it helps with the flow as well. So let's give them a try. And what I've done is I've used 1-inch lead because I find this really sucks the heat out of a soldering iron, so that'll be a good test. And I have also made sure that I have got a gap, it's about 2-3 mil, running between these pieces of lead because I want to see how well the different solders jump the gap. Right, so we'll try first of all with A. And that's got a beautiful flow. So we like that. Isn't that nice? Very nice. I got a bit carried away there, nearly went over K. So now let's try K. So this isn't very different in its compound mix. It's got a bit of a bump on the lead there. A bit more challenging for it. But it's doing it. Just need a bit extra solder. So that's not massively different, but not quite as good flow as that one. So now let's try F. F is used by a lot of stained glass artists because it's not the most expensive and it's not the cheapest, but it still does a good job. See, that's pretty nice actually. And now we'll try C, which is the cheapest of them. And that doesn't want to jump the gap as well. I might have run out of, going further down than I anticipated. A bit more tallow in there. That's just generally a bit more lumpy. So you might wonder why the difference 60 to 63, 40 to 37, because it's quite close, isn't it? So when solder cools down after it's heated to temperature, so it in all of these its melting point is still the same, but it's the way it cools that's different. And as it cools, it goes, in these 3, it goes through a stage where it's a little bit muddy and then it goes cold. This one, it gets to temperature, hot, and then immediately goes cold. So it doesn't go through a sort of just sticky, muddy stage in between. You may have found occasionally your soldering iron slightly sticking to your solder, and that's what that is. So now you can see the difference between the solders. It's actually less than I'd thought. This is definitely lumpier and didn't flow as well. I'd say there's not a massive difference in these two. That's rather nice. I think if you were doing copper foil, it might be worth going with that one. That's really bright. But I don't do copper foil, so obviously can't really comment. And the soldering iron worked beautifully, so I'm very happy with that. From Reading Stained Glass, about £100. I hope that's been a useful video. I've certainly always wondered about how the different sorts of solder would perform when compared with each other. So now I know there is not a massive difference. So really, it's up to you. I'd say if you're a beginner, buy more expensive solder because you'll find it easier. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.